guess we're here. We are here. I am here. You are here. Someone is laughing in the background at my dumbass jokes, which means it is time for Nat21 Adventures. I'm your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. I am your bard, and I don't want to say it, but let's say it anyway. I'm your godlike figure. I'm your personal Baby Yoda, taking you through this adventure. And here, as the Mando, the Daddy Mando, to my Baby Yoda is Palo Garbanzo. Oh my God! Look at that guy. He has a sexy beard going on. He's like a attractive honey badger. I don't know, but friends. We're going to have a great time here tonight. Maybe I'm going to say more crap like this. Who knows? But let me start off with something I have been longing to say for, well, it feels like days. It's been days. Previously on Nat21 Adventures, we started a new campaign, adding 2 new players from the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. We added Archimedes, played by Rowan of Two Bard Party, and we added Pip, played by Cameron from Barely Balanced. Kazoo might be evil. Who knows? Is Kazoo evil? She just took herself out of the show. I added her. She was gone. She's that evil. She is that potentially evil. And they are like, she's just doing her druid thing. She loves all people. She loves everyone. Yes. So what's going to happen this week are the ramifications of a flying Triceratops and whirling death blades that just create a pink mist thanks to you, the Patreon saints. Are they going to have any lasting effects? Let's find out with today's second episode of Season 3 of Nat21 Adventures. Here's everyone. Yeah. Hi.
Well, hey, Shakespeare.
Hi.
Thank you, Shakespeare.
Hello, all.
Hi. We have a fun Brady Bunch thing going on here. It's a good time.
We do. Yeah. Well, Shakespeare, that was an introduction.
It was. I'm not sure if it was a good one, but it was an introduction. Yes,
it was very introductive.
I feel good about myself. I'm gonna.
There's one part I wasn't sure about when you were complimenting Paul on his facial hair.
Yes.
Were you being truthful, or was that a Billy Goat bluff?
Ooh.
Bye, everyone.
How do I take him out of this? Yeah, just boop. Okay, we'll come back.
We have the power. We have the power. Hey, he's over there.
Yeah.
Well, my friend,
let's put him back where he belongs.
I'm spending a bit of time back down in Orlando, where literally every male actor down here has a beard for the first time because they've all been waiting years to be able to grow one, and now they have the opportunity to.
Wow.
I mean, once things gets up and running again, everybody's going to be clean shaven. But for now, it's beards for everybody.
I kind of think to an extent, it's like, you know what? I really think Peter Pan needs a beard in the show.
He's never going to grow up. You know that.
I keep trying to convince the people over at Finding Nemo that fish can have beards, and so far, no dice.
I don't see a reason why not. I mean, look at Catfish with the
right. Thank you.
That is a really good point. The whole whiskers thing. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been catfished by a few whiskers.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. But you know what? That's okay.
Bravo.
That's okay. Goodness. Well. Until Kazoo comes back. Oh wait, do you want me to beat Kazoo?
Well, I have some other things to mention on tonight's show. First of all,
you don't. No, you don't.
Yes. We didn't talk about Twitch. That's right.
We did not.
That's right, my friends. So we have set up our Twitch channel a little bit more for you. If you join us on Twitch, there are buttons that you can activate. You can use Twitch loyalty points for our channel, and you can spend them on the show. You can use those points to give hits, misses, disadvantage, crits, and all sorts of bad things for our players and probably for me. Subscribers earn points faster, so subscribe to the channel. It's super cheap, and you can do it, and it's going to get you a ton of points. You can just make craziness happen. Also, my friends, want to mention that we have the Halloween special coming up at the end of October, October 27th, Night at the Mausoleum. Look out for that for the Nat21 Halloween party kit that's going to go along with the scenario. You pre-order that kit, it arrives, you open it up the night of the show and play along with us we've got some tricks and all sorts of cool little puzzles that are going to be in that little box for you. And you can play at home. This show will be more interactive than ever. So our Patreon Saints are going to have early access to our party kits. The Patreon Saints will be able to buy them on Friday with a special saintly discount, $5 off. Free shipping, all that jazz, my friends. So check it out. It's going to be ready. You can get it on the Patreon page, patreon.com/Nat21Adventures. You can support the show. You can interact with the show. Give us all sorts of things. Also, I want to let you know, remember that PARF is happening this coming weekend.
Yes.
Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. You still got to be safe. You still wear a mask. Be socially distant. And it's time travel weekend. And guess what? This weekend coming up, Kazoo is going to be there. And Ayala. We're going to have all 4 of our players are going to be at the fair this weekend. And yes, there's one of them. There's one of them. There they are now. We'll probably get together and take some photos, maybe. But in like
please.
In like a very distant kind of way. Yeah.
We're gonna be very like I think album cover. We're gonna one of us is gonna look that way.
Sort of just staring off.
One stands around that way. And speaking of
Nat21 plus 1.
That's right. Yes. Speaking of new players, next week we have our first special guest player who's going to be with us for 2 weekends. Her name is Mayhemmer. There's her in her costume. Absolute amazing person.
She's amazing.
She's a cosplayer. I've played with her at gaming conventions. And she's a burlesque performer, and she is an amazing costumer. She has all sorts of she actually does a costume show where she basically sews and talks smack. And so you can join her there as well. That's Mayhemmer, everybody. And she's going to be joining us as our first special guest for Campaign 3 coming up next weekend. So, boop.
I'm green with envy. That is a good-looking addition to the team.
Oh, I know, right?
What type of a cosplay was that? Was that just her fun Renaissance outfit?
She was doing an elf costume, which she is going to be that elf coming
That's
up.
amazing.
So,
oh, my
she does
gracious.
Lady Deadpool.
Oh, she's
nice.
So fun.
Let's see. Well, last bit of news is that we have a new Patreon Saint since last week. His name is James Denota.
Welcome, James.
Welcome,
Huzzah.
sir.
Welcome, James.
Huzzah!
Oh, also, remember, everyone at home, when you toast, per the rules of Paolo Garbanzo and apparently Sicily, you need to make very awkward and extended eye contact with each other.
That's right. Eye contact.
Yes.
There it is. Very important. James has the full panoply of Patreon privileges. Once per game, you can give out a plus or a -5 to anyone for any reason. You can give disadvantage or advantage once per game, and you can give an auto hit or an auto failure. And most special of all, you can give these heroes, or probably myself, but probably the heroes, a natural 21. A critical success doubles all the damage. It makes everything you were trying to do wildly successful. No takebacks. And if you dare, instead of giving a nat 21, you can give somebody, and it's probably going to be me, a natural 1. A critical failure. If you're going to make a save, if you fail that save with a critical failure, you take double damage. Twice as hard, twice as harsh. It's terrible. Only 1 per episode, so use it wisely. And you can join in the game as well. Feel free, all my viewers at home. You add something in the comments as well. Who knows? We might take your advice, see what happens. And if you haven't joined the Patreon Saints yet, you still can right now. Patreon.com/Nat21Adventures. For as little as $5, you can use godlike powers to mess our game up.
And when someone asks if you are a god, you say yes.
Say yes.
That's right. Now, if I may get the main screen here.
Oh, yes, of course. There you go.
Well, now that we have dealt with all the news, it's time to talk about what happened last episode?
What happened last episode?
Last week, we started the new campaign. We added players from the PA Renaissance Fair, Arthur Owen of Two Bard Party, Cameron Tomel of Barely Balanced, joined Adamo Ignis and Mab, just Mab. Rowan, human artificer named Achilles.
Archimedes.
Archimedes, my favorite scientist.
I could see it's an understandable mistake, but
Yes,
it's
yes.
Archimedes, yes.
So strong in the brain.
Yes.
And Cameron playing Pip, a halfling eldritch knight, joining Adamo Ignis as Ayala, the dragonborn druid, and Mab as Kazoo, the gnomish #not evil bard. And there we are now. Well, let's see. Hi, everybody. It is time. Wait, sorry. Missed that part. No. I have this all written down. So, Ayala and Kazoo returned to the city of Magecroft, where anything goes. They returned because their friend, the Steel Fox, who's a famous bard, had roped Kazoo into playing for a charity party. Kazoo accepted for 2 reasons. 1, because Steel Fox asked her really nice. And 2, the charity was to raise money to help orphans fix up the buildings that Kazoo had recently had a hand in destroying. How could she say no? Kazoo used her barding skills and her magic disco globe to charm everyone at the festivities into donating to the cause. And just as the chest was brimming with coins, there was an explosion and smoke. Suddenly, a man appeared on the stage wearing a plague doctor's mask, and he cried out, "This is revenge for the New Cuttlefish Gang! Ah ha 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 ha!" Other accomplices joined this rogue in stealing the chest. At the same moment, possibly some sort of diversion, a Triceratops appeared from the other end of the town square and started to rampage across the open area, flinging tables and orphans everywhere. Kazoo dashed off to hunt down the thieves who tried to lose her in the twisting alleys of Magecroft. But she was quick and rolled an actual Nat21 to find them, caught up with them, and then eviscerated them with a cloud of daggers that suddenly had become more deadly than it's possibly ever been in the history of Dungeons & Dragons. As the Patreon Saints looked down upon her actions and gave her all the critical successes and +5s to damage that they could possibly muster, turning what is normally a mere cloud of daggers into the Kazoo-O-Matic whirling blades of pink mist. Meanwhile, the rest of the party managed to subdue the Triceratops with druidic works by Ayala, rodeo bull riding skills of Pip, and a judicious use of grease by Archimedes. #not Achilles. Now, Kazoo has returned to the square, hauling back the chest of coins, covered in her new red paint job. Ayala chatted with the Triceratops to calm him down, and now the party gets to drink beer and eat pizza from the local tavern, the Chopping Block, to discuss what the heck just happened. And now, the opening actual credits of the show.
So
All right, my friends. Here we are, ready to play. Do. Hey, Kazoo. How's everything? Oh, are we on the right one? She seems frozen in time.
Aww.
We need a saint quickly cast counter spell.
Whoa.
Well, Kazoo, oh god, she's multiplying.
Why did you feed her after midnight?
Set up, but I can't hear very well on the phone, and it doesn't have a good mic on the phone.
Whoop.
Oh, we can hear you.
There we
pretty
go.
well.
And now everyone has their names. All right. Welcome, everybody. Here we are in the main square of one of the parts of town called the Rambles, one of the sketchiest parts of town, I might add. And there we are in a rather, well, it is pleasant town square where the people have been having festivities, even though the Triceratops has kind of wrecked a bunch of the places. But fortunately, pizza's not expensive, and it's a local dish from the Chopping Block Tavern. So they make plenty of pizzas for you all as you all sit back and take a breath with the chest of coins sitting on the table. You all relax and look around.
I sweep down into an uncomfortably low bow, like forehead to the shins sort of bow, which for a halfling makes my butt like a foot in the air. And and I say, thank you to all of you. I don't know where you came from, but I would have died. I did not expect to go flying on a Triceratops tonight. Who are you?
Well, we don't technically have a group name yet, but
we're kind of working on it. I mean, the group keeps changing, and that makes it hard to really come up with a name that sticks. So,
I'm sorry, have I suddenly become part of a group?
I mean,
yes.
It would appear so. If nothing else, you've become part of a bar tab. But apparently we have lots of money, so
nothing brings people
nice.
together like booze.
Yeah,
that is fair.
Well, I have to say that your bard skills are fantastic. The amount of money you were able to make for my champions is amazing. And you can, Dragonborn lady, you can speak to other lizard-like creatures. You spoke to a Triceratops.
I mean,
and by the way, is still there. It's only he's just hanging out.
Oh, and I'm just studying all over
if I could have brought the Triceratops into the bar, I would have, but we'll figure out where he's going to live later on.
Are you able to? Does the Triceratops have a name? Do Triceratopses have names? This is for posterity, so.
I mean, the Triceratops really just seemed to be confused and lost. So we didn't really get around to names, but if you want, I can always help you in the name of research. I'm always about trying to get more knowledge to the people about the animals and the plants that are around. So if you want to partner up, I'm all about that.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, technically botany is not really my thing. It's a bit of a step down, but I am 100% on board.
Could I put forth maybe Terrence as a name?
Terrence the Triceratops?
I love it. I love it.
Is this common for you? I know you said you go, your group changes a lot. Do they die?
Oh, no. They're just, Kazu, where did they go, actually? I mean, the one is looking after some eggs.
They both went off to Magmount, the lava.
They went up to mate. I was like, whoa. Well, all right. There's one way to level up.
To look after some eggs.
Whoa. So much ovum. Well, whatever it is, I am thoroughly impressed by what you've been able to do, and that you were willing to help out my champions. I know things got a bit chaotic there. You'll have to forgive. We're learning how to be helpful instead of destructive. Hopefully we can show you that side of things as well.
It's a fine thing you're doing for the children.
Well, I mean, I didn't really know that you all had this like destructive past. Is that were you all just running around the city causing mayhem before this, or?
I mean, if mayhem is what you mean by like stealing ham, I mean, starving kids will do what they need to do to be able to eat. And luckily, we found a pretty nice business opportunity in the fact that some group of adventurers keeps destroying inns and potion shops. It's making a lot of great work for us to get repair jobs.
Like one group of adventurers, or maybe like a dozen?
You know, they did say there was several new faces among them, as if they had kind of a rotating group.
Oh, that definitely sounds like the New Cuttlefish Gang, you know?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing
the New Cuttlefish.
Oh, yeah, they just run around Magecroft, destroying things, getting into fights.
And these are the ones who sent this this attacker, this new cuttlefish gang.
That's what we're concerned about. And honestly, you know, with a few of our friends being out of town now, if the new cuttlefish gang is not actually gone and we have to deal with them, you both seem very able, and you were absolutely wonderful back in the square.
Oh,
you know, Kazoo.
I mean, I appreciate you saying that, but all I did was not die.
Well,
this guy made a Triceratops fly. So I feel like I have a lot to learn from each of you.
Well, I believe we all have a lot to learn from each other. I certainly
honestly, what you did, Archimedes, was amazing. I was like, what?
Well, to be honest, so see, I'd reached a little bit of an impasse in some of my studies in my laboratory, and I did not want to disappoint Milo. So I was just going for a bit of a walk, really, and then found myself roped into this Champion event, and suddenly I find myself inspired in ways I haven't been for weeks. So it clearly being around you all is enough to spark my scientific gusto. So I would be honored and very grateful if I may stay with you.
I know Milo. Yeah, you know my groovy disco ball, my lit harmonies, right?
Oh, that looks like a Milo. Yes, that has
totally Milo. Yeah, he used to get his massive candelabra hat thing. Ramadan. Like,
yes,
but it was like awkward to go through doors.
Yeah, he pulls that off in a way only Milo can.
But he helped me out. He was great. So you studied with Milo, right?
Yes. I'm grateful to have learned from the best.
So do I understand that you two very powerful female magician animal speaking people are after who is attacking this area? You're the ones who's going after the people who are attacking the shambles, is that correct?
Well, I guess we are now, I guess.
Well, then all right, I'm in.
Kazoo, I think it's fair to say that we have been after them for quite a while. They have been up to no good in this town for what seems like, it sounds like it's been a while, and we just had this whole incident with them stealing dragon eggs and slaying a good dragon, and we thought that we had gotten rid of their leader and that they were going to disband, but I don't know who that was in the square with the mask on. In fact, Kazoo, do you still have that mask?
Yeah, we still have that mask. I gave it to Archimedes, but I heard they steal cloakers.
That is true. That's just common knowledge.
Yes, what do we have remaining of the mask?
Oh, not much. I mean, you have some pieces covered in blood, and but they've been shredded pretty hard. You did find one name on it, on the inside of one of the pieces of leather, stamped inside. Clearly, as we said, those plague masks are made for a particular person, and they are fitted precisely. And before Kazoo eviscerated them, she could tell that they were not actually fitting exactly right. So maybe there's some shenanigans going on with these guys, but they saw the name in it was Dr. Dranus, Dranus, just stamped on the inside. Now, these are one of a kind. They're only made for specific people. You don't know too much about the Pathomancers of the city, but they do have an academy, and it's pretty expensive. It's pretty prestigious, but you're not well versed in it. You just know that they like to walk around and call each other doctor. And
it strikes me that the academy would be a good place to start to see if one Dr. Dranus is missing his mask, or if he even or if he's even around to miss it.
Kazoo, when you perform, do you often create these, I guess we'll call them mush pits?
Mosh pit?
Yes, this goop, this fine pink mist that was left in your wake. I didn't see what happened. I was busy riding a Triceratops.
Yes, that was a generous donation from the people who took the test. That's what they left behind.
Okay. Paul, can I make my way over to this mosh pit, and see if I can do mending on the remains of the mask? See if I can get like some masks put back together if we need them for disguises or anything.
Sure. If you want to go back to where the actual incident happened, the incident. We'll just call it the incident.
Yeah. Where there's a couple of stray cats licking up the horrible remains.
There are some some pieces left. Tell you what, why don't you give me an investigation roll to kind of find as much of one individual mask as possible, and then maybe piece it together.
Would any of you be willing to go with me and help on this?
Absolutely. I feel like I owe you.
Investigation.
First roll of the night. First roll of the game. I think, Archimedes, do you want to take this? I'll go with you and give you the help action on this.
Sure, absolutely.
I feel like you've got a good eye for this. I'll kind of watch your back. I'll play guard and make sure we don't get ambushed by another Triceratops. A little PTSD.
Triceratops like, I can't even fit down that hallway. All right, so you head on down. Kazoo shows you where it was. It was really just down an alley, turned left, down another little alley, and there's this it's amazing. It's just amazing. A cloud, like a explosion of large pillows of blood, just pow.
God, the forensic scientist in me is losing his mind.
Whirling blades with blood on the end, just flinging it everywhere. It's like a Pollock.
This is magnificent. I could spend days calculating the ballistics alone.
I vomit in a corner.
You're not the first person to vomit in that corner.
I go to the vomit corner.
Yes, Kazoo. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this happened, huh, Kazoo?
Remember that time I told you that my little tiny dagger cloud, like what are they doing? Like these little tiny daggers, they're like this big, little was slightly overpowered. Remember that? I told you that happened earlier.
I mean, I think next time we have a battle at that fight ring, maybe you should do it. You know, clearly you're much stronger than you look. You know, we can really hustle people for like the betting.
Ayala, are you flirting with me?
I mean, I'm always flirting with you, Kazoo, but
I like the way you think. We'll see. Maybe.
So Pip, you actually are getting advantage on that first roll. So roll 2 dice, take the best one. Archimedes, you're going to help as well. So why don't you give a roll as well?
Can I have 2? Because I feel like I'm serving some sort of penance here.
Sure.
I get a 12 for investigation.
Oh, that was your highest? Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe I'm not the one who does the investigating. Maybe I'm more maybe more guardsman.
You could be the Watson to my Holmes.
Yeah.
Right.
I think everything about me is a little bit too ADHD for investigation.
I got a.
And Archimedes, what did you roll?
I got a. Just math is hard. 23.
Oh my
beautiful.
gosh!
Beautiful.
So you just discovered my PIN number.
Yeah, I'm just staring at it, and my first thought is, whoever did this is an absolute mistress of death.
And you're like, you're
and I'm vomiting in the corner still.
You know, it's that thing where you can you can see all the mathematics in there.
Yeah, everything's
and then you're like swirling daggers. They're like, and then if he'd moved forward, it would have chopped his arm off, and the arm would have gone. And you're like all these little lines in your head. You're like, and you like
holographic images are flying past me.
You look up on the second story, and there's most of the guy's mask and head
We gotta get that
kind of
mask
stuck on a little nail that's just sitting there, like, oh, like and it would have ended up right there. And it's right there.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What a stroke of luck.
What's luck? It's not too hard to get it down. I mean, using the
is it within 30 feet?
It's like 20 feet. I mean,
Can I mage hand it down?
Oh god. Mage hand kind of whacks it a little bit. It's like
it just falls back on me.
Does the head stay within the mask, or does he like maybe mage hand the mask and
yeah, it's all kind of lumpy together-ish. It's hard to tell from that angle, but then yeah, you like knock it clear and you're like, oh, but who's gonna catch it? And then nobody does, and then it just
Nice.
Heads up.
So you wind up with most of one mask and parts of another one.
What's the name inside of the other, the more intact one?
It says Dr. C. Cranton. Spelled with a.
Mm-hmm. I thought that doctors were supposed to make good money. Why do you think they were trying to rob this chest of gold?
I don't think that those were the actual owners of the mask. I think that the doctors were not involved in the theft, that somebody stole the masks from the doctor.
I would agree. For all that we know, too, these new people might not actually be members of the New Cuttlefish Gang. They might be, I don't know, Cuttlefish Gang wannabes. New Cuttlefish?
New. They're the Nuevo.
They're Neo Cuttlefish?
A Neo Cuttlefish? I like that. Neo Cuttlefish.
Do these names, do any of you recognize these names? Have you come across them as you've moved about the city?
You know what, Ayala and Kazuyu, neither of you have heard of these gentlemen. Yeah, you're not really in that circle of the Pathomancers.
Do we even know they're gentlemen?
No, not anymore. can't.
Well, fair.
Well, I think that you're onto something with maybe going to the academy and trying to see who these people were or are.
Well,
yeah.
If we
These aren't names aren't with you at all.
I'm sorry,
I don't think I caught
Kazu.
that.
You're so tiny and your voice is so cute. Sometimes I just can't hear you quite properly.
I said.
I love when you whisper sweet nothings, but I can't hear it.
And see if we can find out who those masks belong to.
All right.
Before we go, Paul, can I swing over just to the champions that are kind of cleaning up the potion shop area?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to go over to the Admiral and hold on, let me let you get into costume.
So there's the Admiral. Hey, Pip.
Admiral, once again, you were incredible. Your bravery shows just why you are, in fact, a leader and the Admiral. And I hold up my like fist to him for us to like fist bump each other, and so we can like pound our friendship bracelets together.
Oh, friendship bracelet that you got from
Made
Fort
of-
Topic.
Yeah, made from finely woven halfling hair, like foot hair.
Thanks, Pip. Just so glad you saved me from that Triceratops. I thought we were goners for sure.
You know what? So did I. These people, these tall folk that I've joined up with are incredible. And I got to say, if we play our cards right, I think we're going to have a lot more money rolling our way. So do what you can with the champions. Let's get this place spick and spam. Use the hockey game. They'll get this place cleaned up in no time. The mops were perfect. By the time we get back, big feast. Big feast.
You got it, Pip. And Pip runs off. I'm sorry, Admiral runs off. And continues his work.
I'll run off too. Just go moonwalk off, I guess.
All
Okay,
right.
so I hurry back to the team.
Josh throws down his auto miss so they accidentally punch each other. Nice.
Why do we run like this? It's just uppercuts. This is ill-advised.
Right. The Admiral, of course, for those of you who don't know all of his 8-page backstory, he's been wearing this hat. That's actually what they brought him to the orphanage in. And he's always had that hat ever since he was just a little teeny lad. Yeah. And yeah. So yeah. And there we go. The uppercut run. Meanwhile, Ayala, the Triceratops, who's still in the town square eating everyone's cabbages, and because there is actually a vegetable place right across the street on the other side of the it's actually on my map because I'm that kind of guy who writes down every shop in the town square just in case you run into one or flatten one with a Triceratops. There's a vegetable seller on the other side. Triceratops didn't like the pizza. It went over to the other side, started eating all the vegetables. But then he's starting to fade away. He must have been a summoned creature, and now he is starting to he's starting to become see-through, and he kind of looks around like he doesn't really know what's going on.
Oh no!
With a big piece of cabbage in his mouth, and he looks at you, Yala, and kind of shakes his Triceratops. I guess there's 3 of them actually. And
you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
And right before he disappears, can a champion do one final kickflip? Up and off.
Like, gets a skateboard and then goes through him as
For the last time, you guys, we're now cleaning. We'll play later.
Come on. That was awesome.
And somebody, we gotta fix this temple. We cannot have another god angry at us.
Right? Not like last time. So
wait, how many gods have you had angry at you?
Fades away. Probably a summoning spell, and has now been returned back from wherever Triceratops come from on this planet, which frankly you don't really know.
Wait. Oh, like locally? Not like another plane?
Yeah, right. Locally sourced Triceratops.
Could you not talk about this beautiful creature like you're going to eat it?
From hog to table.
Yeah. What's the good meat? What's do you go for the rump? I don't know.
Probably.
Actually, I don't know if you ever watched the Flintstones, but
the ribs.
Yeah. You get one perfect T-bone with each slice.
Yeah. Did you see this one? I don't know. Oh, wait, no, that one. I don't feel so good, Miss Ayala.
Oh my god.
All right.
No.
You're not supposed to be funnier than the people I've hired to be on the show.
Oh no. Credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Real quick.
John also just said this was your last chance to try Ceratops.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I'm just so very sorry to break in real quick. However, are we sure that he was faded away by the end of the summoning spell and not by Kazu's mist of daggers?
Well, he didn't explode. So, it wasn't like
there would have been a lot more blood if it had been Kazu's work.
Yeah. So there we are. So you head off to the Academy of Pathomancy, and which is we're just gonna call it the rich part of town. And it is, let me see, I'll throw up the map here of Magecroft, the color-coded one, so that you know what we're talking about. Right now, you guys are in what is considered the Rambles, which is the part in yellow. So, of course, you can't see my cursor on there. But it is near the center, just north of the Jaws's part of town, which is also just north of the big bay there. So the rich part of town and what we're just going to put in air quotes, municipal part of town is in red. And that's up on that hillside where there's the Royal Mile and some of the very, very, very rich people, and very important people. And that big cluster right there in the top is the castle, and that little line that goes straight across is actually a very, very, very tall bridge that goes all the way to the other side, to that other mountainside.
Oh,
Rambles is in a little valley, and the mountain on the other side, the top of that mountain, is what we call Wizarding Heights, which is where all the wizards live. And it's a gated community, and it's kind of well-to-do, and wizards actually living in their ivory towers. Anywho,
is that where the Pathomancer Guild is? Is it in the Wizarding Heights area?
Actually, the Pathomancers Guild, because they're not considered real wizards, is in the rich part of town near the capital castle. And so it's in that red section. So a little bit of east. I'll throw that map back up on here. Boop. And it is in the red section there, the bigger part. That's that. It's like on the top of that mountain is the path that is the city top, and of course on the highest peak is the big castle, and I'd pretty much say it looks just like the Edinburgh Castle, which we would see in our D&D tour to Europe next summer. So
since we're going somewhere fancy, as we're heading that way, I'm going to use prestidigitation to start making us like cleaner and smell less bad. And I think I should start with Kazoo, since probably half her body is covered in blood.
One side of her.
You mean the front half? The front half?
Can it manifest like a windshield wiper going across her?
Just a squeegee, just.
I was already doing that on my glasses.
Yeah. Do all of you, do you have any, okay, I'm getting kind of nervous. I don't normally go places where the rich people live. They throw us out very quickly. What do we got to do to fit in? Because obviously this isn't going to do it.
I'm unfortunately not the best person to ask about this. Normally when I speak to others, particularly other scientists and practitioners, for some reason I tend to rub them the wrong way.
I can't say that I've never been to this part of town before. So
I mean, yeah.
So Pinky's out, everyone. Pinky's out.
So honestly, as a musician, I have my gear and I just walk in where I go. Like I was hired to do the gig, and I've never really had a problem.
Now, because remember, Steel Fox is there in this. He was at this charity ball,
right?
Steel Fox is the Elvis of this planet. He is
kind of a big deal.
Yeah, he's
super
kind of a big deal. He does
so many rhinestones.
I've decided that he does actually vaguely talk like Elvis, and he looks just like Elvis, except he does have silver hair. Let me see if the screen. Yeah, there it is. And he has become friends of Kazoo. So he's got
he
his
recognizes my greatness.
His big steel colored. It's not gray. It's steel colored.
It's like chrome.
It's kind of chromish. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Kazoo.
Hey, we're gonna go check out the. We're gonna kind of follow up on one of these cuttlefish leads. We know those guys that tried to steal the money. Those. Bastards. You know, we want to take care of some business.
ECB, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, and we want to go up to the government, the municipal section, the rich section. Not the Wizarding Heights, but we want to go, So I was just going to go and make like I got a gig there. Is there any names I could drop or any recommendations that you would have?
Well, I wouldn't go lying around there because they have all sorts of wizardy magic detections about lies and all that sort of stuff. So I would just play it straight if I were you.
All right.
But everybody likes a bard, right?
I know, right? High five. TCB.
That's right.
I
got a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
So here's what I'm
take laxatives, sir.
What do you mean?
Nothing. I'm sure what you're eating is great for you, and as long as you push gently, you're gonna have a long and fulfilling life.
Ouch.
Too soon.
Sorry. So this is the fanciest man I've ever seen in my life. And I fully now believe this is what people wear in Richville. So I'm gonna try to minor illusion onto all my leaf covered vest rhinestones like him. So I'll try to minor illusion to look fancy.
It's a chrome cape, by the way.
Wow.
Like, that's actually that's part of his whole it's his whole part of his whole image, So,
and that to me seems like it must be 100% reasonable for this district. So let's minor illusion this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, minor illusion only lasts for 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep doing it. It's not gonna look too awkward either. I'll just have to turn it into like a sweet dance move every now and then.
I mean, I'm all about that because
dress fancy.
Kazu can do that as well. I think it's a short people thing. High five for a little minor illusion there. Yeah. And then made a minor illusion of explosions when we high-fived.
Ooh. Wait.
Ooh.
So that's good. Archimedes, you have a bearing about you that I feel like would fit in this space. Ooh, I like that. And Ayala, I don't know, but I feel like as a Dragonborn, your scales already have such a luster. You're already almost rhinestones.
You do have a natural gravitas.
She's so golden.
Yeah,
I mean, also, like, who is really going to try to kick me out, I'm not going to have that. But here's what I was thinking. If we are super shiny, that is great. But also, like, people from nice parts of town usually like other people who are trying to get rid of gangs that are lowering the property values of the rich areas of Mageproc. So, I mean, if we tell them that we're after some bad guys, maybe they'll get it. Maybe we're overthinking this whole thing, and we should
That's what I was just
ourselves.
I mean, it is.
So
there are poor people who go to the rich part of the city to work. So, it's not like, I mean, yeah, the municipal part of the city is not like, they don't actually like, I mean, they do have gates, but they don't like, it's not like, no.
We do have business, we're going there on business.
Yes, let's just go visit the Pathomancers and
let's do this.
Let's see what happens, because no matter what, surely it can't be more chaotic than a rampaging Triceratops into a temple, right?
Exactly.
Ooh,
well, you make it.
Now that you said that, yeah. Now that you said that,
maybe.
Yeah.
So you head out of the rambles. I'll pop that map back up there. Head out of the rambles. Head down a little south. There's a canal that runs across that entire little part of that peninsula, right by the Jawsus neighborhood. Now, the Jawsus neighborhood, there's a very large temple of Jawsus it peaks up above all the buildings and looks like a big giant shark coming out of the waves. And it's it's open mouth welcoming all comers to the temple, and so everyone around that neighborhood, because it's right by the water, they predominantly are Jawsus followers. You head on through there, and you go to kind of a mid-level part of the city, and then starts the long road up, back and forth up to the top of the mountain, where where definitely the buildings become much better. Not just bricks, but stone blocks. And as you go up, and that is actually where Lando Capes of the Calrissians is. It's a nice, very, very nice shop that has very, very nice capes. The cheapest one, probably 400 gold pieces. But they are worth it.
Chrome capes?
Oh yeah, they'd have chrome capes there for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Looks like I've got a mission.
Yeah.
Silver Fox limited edition.
Yeah, and when you look, I mean, you see some of those capes and you're like, the cheapest one is probably 400 gold pieces. And you're like, the one that, now that you see like what the 400 one is, then you see that like the one that Steel Fox has is probably 2,000 gold pieces.
Okay, I mean, I would hate to give up my magic cloak of science, but a man can dream.
I mean, that's if it doesn't have any magical effects or anything like that. That's just that's the stitching. So
I'm not very big. How much for like a handkerchief?
Well, they do sell the half cloaks, and I am talking about just the half cloaks, like ones that the people from Calrissian wear, and they are very finely dressed there. But
so one cloak could feed everyone in the shambles.
Yes.
So y'all are eating there like wool, silk.
I'm like a dog at the window, just like when somebody's got a pork chop, just like.
I see Pip's like moon pie eyes, and I'm like, buddy.
I get it, buddy.
You know,
I get it, buddy.
I got this wig out for a reason, and now I figured it out. A man comes to the door, seeing you. What? What's going on here?
I don't know, Stanley Tucci from the Hunger Games. What is going on there?
What's going on here? Oh, what? Get away from my window! You're dirtying it up. What?
My apologies. We were sent to clean the windows so that way everyone could make sure they enjoy the luster of these fine and beautiful cloaks. And I just begin like cleaning the window and prestidigitation the window, using a little licking every now and then, and then windshield wipers.
I was about to say, if you didn't use magic on it, you would actually have just rubbed more dirt onto it. What? You're not the regular cleaning man. What? Child, man, child. And,
like it.
As I'm being dragged off by an ear from Ayala.
Yeah, I'm like,
we should probably best be on our way.
One smear right across the window.
I knew I had that wig for a reason. Like, ooh, upper class wig.
No, which means that every upper class person in Magecroft should have that wig.
Well, that's the style of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
The day, not the day. That day.
That particular day. Yes. So you get dragged off. The man gives you a stern look as you wind up the rest of the hill. As you get to the top, the fine shops everywhere. It is the Royal Mile. It is where all of the best shops. Again, best shops for non-wizards, because the best shops for wizards is in Wizarding Heights.
Oh, it's Wizarding Heights, yeah.
But this is like all of your, some of the finest weapons, finest armor, and these are like master craftsmen and women who build all these things.
To shop here.
Whoa, and
Any
the
hat shops, any hat
of course, fine hatteries. It's
so Kazu postures herself up against the window.
All right, I'm going to
Milliners
have one hand
galore.
on Pip.
What are you? Oh, wait, if I just do it this way, it's a different person. Well, it's a hat shop. They probably have a hat. Oh no, wait, not that hat. Not that hat. No.
Everyone in this district seems very upset by us. Is it them, or they get just like the angry Hedwig?
All
All right.
Yes, I get where you. Yeah.
What level were you? I'm gonna dock some XP here.
I'm going to have one hand on Pip, one hand on Kazoo, just marching them through the street.
All right, you make your way closer to the main capital and the castle, which is the end of the Royal Mile. But there on the right-hand side of the road, amongst several other large stone buildings, is a finely crafted stone building, 4 stories tall, made of gigantic stone blocks, and decorated in stone. And you see it's like the Guild of Pathomancers, carved in stone atop it, like it was a bank.
This is a fine academy.
This might be a great time to remind us all what a Pathomancer is, says Kazuo.
That's what I was gonna say. I am I the only one?
No.
Short people meeting. Okay. I have it's everyone else is just seeming like this is a normal thing. Are Pathomancers everywhere?
I don't know. I've never heard the word before in my life, and I know things.
I've noticed a lot of people lately saying this is the way. Is that their slogan?
It could be. This is the slogan way.
Yeah.
Pathomancers are if I remember correctly, they definitely involve some study of disease, I believe, or poisons, the like.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. Remember that time you told us that thing the other day?
Yeah.
Earlier today, he told us.
Well, Pathomancers, oddly enough, are pathology.
That's the wig guy again. Get out of here, guy. Stop following us.
No, that's my brother. So
guy,
Pathomancers are, they look a lot like plague doctors. They do have masks, and they actually study pathology, which is diseases and all those sorts of things, but it's the magic of pathology. So it is pathomancy. They have all sorts of things where they have like potions that they can throw down and explode and cause diseases and all sorts of really crazy stuff. They also have, well, I'd say, Pip, you've probably seen one or two, and they have these shoes that are stilts, but if they're the high level ones, you have seen that they're magical and they're automatically raising and lowering stilts. And so they can actually step over sewers and things like that.
Are we thinking the same thing?
It is exquisite craftsmanship. Truly something to behold.
So Pip,
we will finally be able to reach things.
Yeah,
we have to have these
a little bit tighter when this comes into view.
Also, Archimedes, you are brilliant. How do you know all of this? And you changed your voice to explain it?
Well, and I do have to say that I developed Pathomancers a long time ago before March. So just this is not a thing. I actually made them up like 2 years ago. Anyway, so yeah.
Is the first Pathomancer we meet going to be named Fauci?
No. One will be.
I have I have the highest respect for Pathomancers. It is not for the faint of heart. Pathomancy, that sort of magic is a very dangerous kind of science.
It's also very icky.
I lean in towards Archimedes. Do you have? Okay, if it's I might spew, but I know we're going somewhere fancy. You saw how I handled the blood. You're saying there's going to be more of that where we're going. They deal with like the guts and the fluids, the humors. Is that what the humors?
You'd know what, my friend. I think where you might. I think I know where you're going with this. And as it turns out, do I have the helpful thing for you? And this is absolutely true. One of my attuned items, one of my infused items that an artificer can do, is a bag of holding, which I actually, as it turns out, don't need right now. So I just sort of. This tiny little like copper contraption or something like that. So it's like, so my friend, it's really it's a fascinating thing. It creates sort of a vortex in and of itself, so that anything that goes inside remains inside. There's no smell, no nothing. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to spew into this.
Very nice.
I immediately reach my entire arm into the container.
You don't know how it's thrown up in there before, Pip. Not a good idea.
Oh, God. Pull it back out. Oh.
Well, while Pip is playing with the bag of holding vomit, as it's a Mary Poppins bag, I think it's time for us. I think it's time for us to have a quick drink and a pee while I tell everyone about the benefits of becoming a Patreon saint. What say you, Paulo?
Oh, I say that's a great idea.
Huzzah!
Fantastic. Everyone go away for a minute. Get off my screen. Go away. Go away. I have absolute control. I am like a god. He really left. Wow, that was awesome. All right. Who's that? Who's that camera? Oh, that's off. All right, friends. I have no idea what's happening anymore. Hello, your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare here, and I just want to let you know about becoming a Patreon saint. You can throw wild magic at our party instantly by going to coffee.com/Nat21adventures and go and become a full-on, full-time Patreon saint by going to patreon.com/Nat21Adventures, and there's several membership levels. For only $5 a month, you can start. You get early access to episodes, and we'll post you the latest link episode before it goes public. You get a +5 to someone's roll, and that's once per game. Advantage or disadvantage once per game. We'll take your questions before non-patrons in the chat, and your name is listed in the credits when we release the show online. And we'll also be sending out more or less monthly, if not in line with a campaign, surprise gifts to thank you for our ongoing support. At $10, you get all of that plus bonus episodes, access to one of our one-off games. Once per game, you can give someone an automatic success. Maybe Paolo will get it, and he won't roll for crap this time. Who knows? Mako from Series 1 will send you a prayer from Joltis to you. And at $21 a month, you get all of that. Plus, you get to take part in the monthly AMA. Each month, we have a chat with one of our players, which you are invited to get hints about future game secrets. And you give someone a natural 21, because that's the name of the game, isn't it? You get to give someone a natty 21. Once per game, you can give someone an automatic crit, or even use to sway the DM to change the game in some way. And there's an even higher level. For $55 each month, we have an online 3-hour D&D game that you can join in with some of our other Patreon saints, and maybe even some of the Nat21 players. Keep a hold of your character, and every month advance them when they rise in levels. And we have several of you at that level already. And if you can't make it to the game in a particular month, you save up your spot from the month before and have a friend join you in the game. And you also get everything else, obviously, from the other tiers. You can also go to coffee.com, throw wild magic instantly at our players to help or hinder them in the game. And even if you subscribe to Twitch and save up your points, throw some other crazy magic at us. So make sure that you do all of these things. Plus, stay up to date with us and find out everything about all of the upcoming insanity, including a Halloween one-off show. So that's everything that's happening here at Nat21 Adventures. What say you, Paolo? Should we start the game again? Or even just keep talking about some of our favorite types of bags, like the bag of holding vomit? That was ridiculous.
Yes.
I kind of want to get one.
One other thing, the Halloween special coming up on October 27th, we are going to have a Halloween party kit, the Nat21 party kit, where it will be full of, it'll have some maps, it'll have all sorts of little trinkets, some surprises. We don't want to tell everything. And you get to be involved in the game with your party kit as we play. You pull it out, you open it up, and you play along with us. And your help could save this party from a Halloween disaster. Halloween, as we all know, holiest day of the year. So that is going to go on sale soon. And the shipping is free. So it's just one price, no matter where you are in the country. And that actually is going to be open for our Patreon saints this Friday, and it'll be on sale for everyone else a little bit later. Patreon saints get a discount. So if you are a Patreon saint for the month, then yeah, you get a small discount for being part of the show. And that's coming up for our Halloween game. Now, this Halloween game is a special one-off. It's part of the campaign. It's the end finale of this September-October Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair campaign.
Just say season 3. Just
it is season 3. That's right. It's season 3. And it is. There's going to be some cameos from some other players from the past. There's going to be all sorts of surprises, some extra footage, and a lot of things that are just going to be real special. And I can't wait to do it. It's going to be so cool. My confession is over.
Your confession is over? That wasn't a confession. That was like, hey, I'm talking about upcoming things. That's an advertisement, you get.
Well, I don't really have anything else to confess, but maybe some other people do.
Ooh, do we want to get into those confessions now or later?
Oh, you know what? Let's do it in a little bit later, and that way we'll have a little bit more to confess about.
Ooh, let's do that. I like the way you think. You're so saucy. You're so saucy. Well, let's get back to the show and bring our adventurers back in.
All right, my friends. Here we go. Yes. All right.
Boop. Not drinking pee. Not drinking pee.
Uh-oh.
This is what you want me to spew in, is that right?
Yeah, yes, that's it, exactly.
So,
All right.
okay, before we dive back in, okay, what is everyone drinking tonight? Because I'm seeing beautiful glasses, but what are the drinks of choice?
Well,
Ooh, that's pretty.
Look at that.
I like
mug.
that kazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, look at
Just
that
your
side.
typical cider. Just typical cider. Nice wooden mug. Gives it a nice woody oak taste.
Are we all talking about what we're drinking?
This is
Just quick, yeah.
Kim Fritz Morwin. I'm trying to remember the name of her shop. She's a vendor at a lot of the fairy festivals that I go to. She made this for me, little goblins and elves peeking out from the mushrooms. And today I am drinking some watermelon juice.
Ooh.
Oh, even though this looks like a wine glass, I am never drinking wine. I'm always drinking scotch.
Yes.
Scotch of the it's true. It's true. I just have the wine glass for the aesthetic, you know. But tonight I'm drinking Abalur.
Ooh.
There we go. This is probably my favorite right now, so highly recommend.
I don't know. Ooh,
Drink
Space
some.
High. Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Yes. I am going along with the stuff that you normally don't drink goblets out of. For me, it is rum.
That's really
Just straight rum in a goblet. Yeah, you've never had rum unless you've had it from a goblet. Let me tell you.
Does it count if I've had rum out of a goblin? Does that count at all?
Yes, it counts double if it is a goblet made from the hollowed out skull of a goblin.
Oh, no. It was an actual goblin. I just picked them up and I kind of squeezed them out because they had so much rum.
That's a new type of keg stand.
It was like an upside down goblin rum stand. Yeah.
Nice.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. Well, if that's how we have scotch, then I'm going to quickly pour mine into a little wine container too. And scotch, down you go into my belly. Yum, yum, yum.
What scotch are you drinking tonight?
Not as fancy. I should just pretend like mine is, but it's just Doers.
I mean, if you've got
A classic go-to.
That's a good workhorse.
I felt left out real quick, so I just thought I'd jump in real quick and just, hi, I'm Kazoo. Now I'm Iola. Iola's gone. Where'd she go? Oh, no.
She'll be back.
All right, I'm going to play Iola tonight. All right, hello. No, I was just going to advertise my cup real quick because it was made by the Leather Boys, and you might know them from the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, since we have Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair performers here. Now, from what I understand, they're not actually they're not actually vending this year. Not at PA this season. But this was made by them. It was actually made for me. It was a special made mug. And you can just contact them and get your own stuff made. And tonight I am drinking a decaf coffee with rum. I know. Just
But did you go with the Kraken or with the Bacardi?
I went with the Bacardi. I tasted I poured it into a tiny little cup I have and tried the Kraken with the decaf and didn't like it quite as much. So
very well.
Bacardi with the Bacardi with the decaf I was drinking is really, really good.
Yeah.
It's a fruity decaf.
It's for mixing. Yeah.
I like how
I
just in the time we've been talking about
beautiful display of priorities here. Caffeine, no. Alcohol, yeah.
Not tonight, yeah.
That being said, caffeine and alcohol can create some magnificent combinations.
Oh, if you get buzzed
horrifically dangerous, but magnificent.
It is
Loco gives us a +5, right?
In the time of talking about alcohol, I was like, really? So welcome our new viewers. We're getting back to part 2 of episode 2, season 3, Nat21 Adventures. Oh, everybody's almost in the right place. Here we go. Switch it out. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right.
Every time that happens, I just hear change places.
I wanted a clean cup. Everyone move down one seat.
So there we are, standing in front of a very, I would say, foreboding building. The 2 large double doors are open out to the street, and you can see inside is the courtyard inside the city. So inside the building, it's one of those. It's not half a city block, but it is definitely a large building, big enough obviously to have a courtyard inside that could hold carriages. And right now there's a few people. There's actually a fountain in the center of it. and I mean, you can't really see it too well, but you can see that there's a fountain in there. And these stones are made of a dark black volcanic rock.
Ooh.
And it's a different rock than the other local buildings. And you're like, huh, that's like these guys got money. So there you are. And there are a few Pathomancers themselves actually walking around inside the courtyard, doing their thing, not paying really much any attention to you guys. Are just kind of standing outside there like, all right, what do you do?
I'm going to defer to you, Archimedes. You seem like you know what's going on.
Oh, sure.
You're in charge.
Yes, I will. I'll just like wave down whoever's passing by. It's like, hey, excuse me, my good friend. Perhaps you could tell me. We need to speak to somebody about these. And I just hold up like the broken, mangled remains of the two masks.
All right. Well,
Shock factor.
of course, he's like, what did you find those?
They were being worn by two people who attacked us. We suspect that they were not the original owners. Obviously, they were not the actual doctors, but so we believe these masks have been stolen from their original owners and used for nefarious purposes.
That's terrible. What? Well, they should have their names inside.
Yes, that's one Dr. Dranis and one Dr. C. Cranton.
Really? Let me see those. And he kind of tries to get over there, and he's, if you would come with me, we need to speak to the director. And he still has them, and he's like, he walks into the building.
Let's follow. Yeah.
Right.
Good job, Archimedes. Good job.
So he walks inside, and you see this fountain, and it is, you'd have to say macabre at best, if not vaguely grotesque. It's not. Archimedes, give me an Arcana check.
All right, one Arcana check coming up. 20.
Wow.
I'm rolling well tonight.
Nice. There is a difference, Archimedes, between pathomancy and necromancy.
Of course.
And you know the difference. And with that nice 20 there, you can actually... You're like, yeah, this fountain has statue in the middle with bones and skulls and stuff, but it's not like necromancy. So you're like, Archimedes, the justification behind the imagery, and it's not nefarious. It's like, let's say, it's like when you see, if you've ever been to the Florence Cathedral in Florence. There's a giant painting of Satan eating people. Well, it's the church is not about Satan. It's about everybody else. It's about the good
It's like the death tarot card is usually more about change. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're like, although it is macabre, if you don't know, like everyone else, Ayala especially, you're kind of like, what's with all the bones? And that's just, I mean...
like everyone, be not alarmed by the horrifically macabre fountain behind us. Know that it is symbolizing a part of science.
I mean, to me, bones are kind of a part of the natural order. So
yes.
As long as things return they become bone and they become dust and then they become new life instead of, all of that business over in the what is that area called in this town?
The necropolis.
The necropolis, where they just come back to life and the dead are roaming. Bones are fine. Walking corpses, not my favorite.
Bones to dust to life. Natural alchemy. What a beautiful metaphor. I'm just write that down.
Well,
I mean, to me, bones are just like raw material for musical instruments, but and not in a sick and twisted way. It just happens that, flutes and anyway, I'll shut up.
So you guys are having this conversation. Meanwhile, that doctor has already left. Running. There's several doors. He actually was just like he was about to turn around and say, "Stay here," but then saw that you guys were already just standing at the fountain, so he just left and then ran inside one of the doors. A little while later, there's another slightly shorter man. The man that you talked to is a little bit taller, skinnier guy, and this man is a little bit shorter, a little more squat, possibly a little older. He's got gray hair sticking out of his mask, and he comes in and and they're talking to each other fervently. They get up to you, and Doctor, the tall one that you met before, says, "These are the men and ladies and dragonborns, and these are the people that found Dr. Drahanus and Cranton's masks." And he looks at them, and the tall one says, "I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Dr. Stevens."
Okay.
Doctor.
And
Pinky out and bow.
Oh. And he gives you what you know is a proper bow. Like, you can tell the difference.
Ooh.
You're like, oh, moment. And
Look at that calf.
and the Dr. Stevens says, "And this is the esteemed Dr. Gorgano," and he also gives you a even classier bow, which is like specifically like it is not to say that he is saying that he's above you, but he's giving you his this is my super awesome bow, and that shows I've got all of the bells and whistles. Also,
he's better than us.
Also, he's a bit older, and so he might be doing the old-fashioned bow. So it might just be that he's...
It's like that pinnacle level of etiquette where you actually use politeness to show that you're better than someone.
Right on. Right. So he says, yes. Well, our two doctors have been missing for quite some time.
Oh,
As a matter
dear.
of fact, we have a couple of others that are still missing.
Uh-oh.
So he looks at the shredded masks and he's like, "I don't suppose they're still alive, are they?"
Oh, well, the people we apprehended that were wearing those masks were clearly the thieves. Those masks, we know. Our Archimedes here informed us that the masks are custom made to fit the individual's face. Well, these masks were kind of floppy and dangling and didn't really fit the individuals. It was pretty clear that,
the doctors were not wearing these when we shredded them.
Whoever they were, though, they will be missed.
You've been waiting this whole time to say that, haven't you?
What?
Oh.
You've been saving that one up.
oh my God.
No. Every time you deliver a pun, you just do one of these sips. Like you're so satisfied with yourself.
Somebody has to be proud of me. It's usually just me.
Gonna be one of those sunglasses things that come in down right there. Yeah, you're the best.
Hey, 300 years ago, puns were the highest form of humor. Bringing it back, people.
300 years ago, people died in the streets from plague. Oh, shoot.
And everything comes back around.
Bear baiting was huge. I say bring it back. This time, I think we just don't chain the bear. Just
don't let the bear go.
Just let the bear make it a little more even. That's all I'm saying. Give the bear a knife. That's how they do it in Maycroft.
What's the only thing more dangerous than a bear? A bear with a shiv.
You give him some. They give him a brass knuckles. The one with the knife on the end. They just like so many claws. Anyway,
I'm like, they have claws. So
the bear's got a knife.
The individuals that were wearing those masks that we think stole them, they will not be a problem. They have been seen to.
Mm-hmm. So there is still a chance that perhaps our doctors are still alive.
Yeah, I don't know how that part works. So maybe, yeah.
I mean,
it's entirely possibly.
If the people that you killed were not are doctors, and there was someone else wearing the masks, then there's still hope. They have been missing.
Certainly have no
quite
proof to the
some
contrary.
time. Right. There is still some hope. Then perhaps they're still alive. That would be wonderful.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why would someone steal one of your masks and then say they're in the New Cuttlefish Gang?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you've heard the song.
I have a different question.
Yeah, but why would someone steal one of your masks?
I don't know. I mean, they are quite functional and fashionable.
Here's a different question. Why might someone steal several of your doctors?
Ooh.
Well, that is interesting. We have not received any ransom notes at all.
Was there any
Do you
particular
have any
project?
sorts of projects in the works that might be of interest to someone?
Maybe. Well,
Surely you could, for the benefit of science, from one practitioner to another, you could provide us perhaps just a synopsis.
this conversation would be better in my office.
I like the way you think, sir.
Would you like to join me there?
I like that even better.
Right.
I think that is a good idea.
So he takes you, Dr. Stevens, Dr. Gorgano, and you all go into one of the build. So there's the courtyard. There's several doors. The one on the left, you go in that door. Staircase, nice big giant staircase, goes up to a second floor, and there's several offices. And Dr. Gorgano's is one of the largest ones that you see. He does have several people working in his office, and he's even got like, it's a large. I mean, it's an office. I mean, it's like a 40 by 40 room. It's a pillar in the center. Things hanging from all sides of the building, all sides of the walls, all sorts of plants, perhaps parts of animals, vials of who knows what everywhere. Pretty sure that one had eyeballs in it. I don't know. And he's got people working on projects right there. And then he's got his little office to the side. So he's got a little door, a little room with his little desk. And he shuffles you in.
I walk through the room like little kids when they watch horror movies, where like my eyes cover, but like one open a little bit so I can see through.
I walk through the room and I take as many mental notes as I can of everything in that room.
I walk through the room and I'm taking physical notes of everything in the room.
I walk through the room keeping an eye on Kazoo and Pip.
Come on. So he kind of knows. He says, "Oh yes, this is my this is where I do most of my work on various potions. We've just received an amazing artifact. Oh, it's hard to describe for the layman, of course. But it's like a magic wand. You there?" And he points to Archimedes. You there? You know magic wands, of course.
Of course.
This is like a wand blaster. It like blah, and it shoots off.
It blasts wands.
Well, no, I guess it would be like a smoke. It's hard to explain. It shoots things long range, poison things.
Ooh. Do you mind if I take a look?
Yes.
Well.
We have other business to discuss. He gets you inside.
Wonderful.
He says, so you look like people who would perhaps take on a mission. Perhaps not tell anyone what was happening, keep it on the down low, as the kids say, right? So
is that a short joke?
Well, it wasn't until now.
We got to make him like us. Come on, let's do this.
We need him to be beholden to us.
We can shiv him later.
Because he's about to go full Edward Ulrich.
Well, I hadn't thought of it that way, but perhaps it is. All right. Well, keep it on the up and down.
We'll keep it under wraps.
Discretion.
Yes.
Is the word you're looking for.
That's the one.
Yes.
Well, so we have had some people working on finding some artifacts for us. We found some of the major artifacts. This was a building actually deep underneath the city that had been covered, an entire section of a town had been covered in lava probably 1,000 years ago. And we burrowed down into the lava and found the city and some of the ancient artifacts that ancient Pathomancers had made. Well, we delved a little bit further, and I think our agents discovered something terrible, and
the dwarves, they dug too deep in the mines.
Perhaps. It wasn't even that deep. It was maybe just water level to the ocean.
I mean,
really...
terrible, evil. What are you...
Well, I mean, one came back a little, I'm just going to say a little bit like he didn't have a mind anymore.
What, what eldritch evil have you awakened?
Well, we just don't know. So we sent another team down and, but you have their masks, so.
Oh, the plot doth thicken.
Mm-hmm.
So then the question remains, if they went down to research this deep and terrible ancient force, how did their masks end up in the hands of a bunch of pissant neo-cuttlefish?
That is a fantastic question. Again, with the cuttlefish thing, I really don't know what this is. What's the...
Okay, so the song, it goes like this. Let's see. New cuttlefish are really boring. Do nothing for me. All they do is fail. New cuttlefish got no rhythm. They're poor conversationalists and know only one joke. It's racist. New cuttlefish. Why do you even try when all you do is fail? Standing outside my window at night, stealing all my boogers, that ain't right. You steal boogers? I mean, seriously, what? You steal boogers? Why do you even do that? I mean, what are you going to do with all those boogers? Are you going to, like, I don't know, a booger tower? Are you eating them? Are you eating? Anyways. Yeah. Well, anyways, the song does go on. Surely you've heard it. That's just the first part of the song.
So we have now.
You haven't heard that? It's been everywhere.
So actually...
It's kind of funny though. You remember how like most people kind of thought the new Cuttlefish Gang was a joke? Maybe they just haven't heard of them over here.
Yeah.
Well,
in your interactions with them, did you hear of them like digging or going down anywhere? Like if these people are excavating, how would they interact?
The original Cuttlefish Gang. That's
well, the original Cuttlefish Gang, long gone. The new Cuttlefish Gang is run by Cuttlebert, who was the offspring of one of the original Cuttlefish dudes. And what they were trying to do, what they actually did, was they went and they hired a bunch of people. They went and they killed our friend's dragon. Our friend was to a dragon. And it really just absolutely devastated him. So we went to go, kind of talk to him because they killed the dragon for all the parts. And they went to just sell all the parts to a potion maker for a lot of cash. But they really wanted the eggs. You see, Tragador hadn't laid eggs. They actually cut her open and took the eggs that she had yet to lay.
Ooh, grisly.
Yes. And then they were going to turn those dragon eggs into little baby blight dragons. And how do we know that it was a blight dragon behind a lot of this? Ask
How do
me
we know?
how. Yeah, okay. Guess what we saw when we went to have a pleasant conversation with the new cuttlefish? That's right, a blight dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And you survived?
Well, you know what?
We
Our
did.
buddy, Romulus, who is amazing, who was
And
the
dead
familiar.
now?
No,
He's
he's
now-
a mama now.
He's a mama now. He took the spirit of Tragador in him, or she gave him her part of her spirit. He turned into a dragon, and he avenged Tragador's death.
Wait. I'm sorry. This just occurred to me. The dragon's name was Tragador.
Yeah, Tragador.
I hate you all so much.
It's not
No, you don't.
It's not Tragador.
Oh, right. Still, nonetheless,
That's the male version.
I'm
of
sorry.
that.
So the Flaminator
Tragador
then,
is
where-
the feminine.
No, it's not the Burninator.
the
not the
Flaminator.
She was blightinating the
The blo-
countryside. It was really
Not
serious.
Tragador, the blight dragon.
So then,
Wait,
what happened after you defeated this dragon? What happened to this blight dragon?
I mean, I think we destroyed it, right?
But
Because
define
you-
think you destroyed it. It's
Pretty sure. I mean, it started the fight already dead. So, I mean,
It stopped being in the place where we saw it, so
we cut it off from its blight source, which was a bunch of bodies. And I say we because mostly what I did was bleed in that battle. So
I led an army of moops to release the dam, to release a river spirit that the blight allegedly came from. So maybe.
wow.
In any case, it sounds like the new Cuttlefish Gang has a history of being manipulated by
Jackasser?
higher sources to collect powerful things.
So perhaps
if you and these Mancers have something powerful that maybe they're after, maybe we should know a little bit more about it.
I mean, it's possible that there's some sort of deep, ancient, powerful force that has newly been reawakened that has now gotten mortal servants to enact its whims, like the cuttlefish. Sorry, I shouldn't get excited about these things. I know it normally heralds terrible danger, but
always a good story.
sorry,
though.
it's just so fascinating, you know.
by the way, this whole time, the doctors have been staring at you, and Dr. has actually gotten out his notebook and had been like writing down everything you've been saying.
Are you diagnosing me?
And like, this is amazing. Now, we saw from up here, we actually saw a black cloud descend outside of the city. And that must have been the blight dragon.
It totally was.
We heard some reports and there's dark clouds coming down and lightning, purple lightning. We had purple lightning.
Yep, that was it. That was us.
You can confirm. That's wonderful. Excellent, grand.
Royal lightning.
Purple lightning.
So am I understanding this correctly that your people went down below, things went bad, you sent people after them, they didn't return?
That would be correct. Yes.
How
So
many
let's
were in this
say-
party?
Well, there were 4 doctors.
And what kind of skills did they have to survive in, say, sewers and dungeons?
Oh,
and
well,
stuff?
I mean, they're immune to, sewers, if you know what I mean. We have all sorts of powers, but well, they did also take down several henchmen. None of them, I think, returned at all. So,
So let's say, so obviously you need someone to find out what happened down there. And let's just happen to say that someone was these highly powerful 3 people around me.
Four.
Um,
Four. I'm counting you. Pip.
Oh,
You
thank
were
you.
awesome.
I can
Cool.
ride things.
Well, there's 4 of us. There's 4 of us.
It's
We
going to be
may-
so exciting when I
we may have
when
to
I change shape.
hire additional assistance too. So any kind of budgeting we need to plan, we do need to keep in mind some of those additional expenses of.
We'll need a per diem. We're going to need a per diem. We're going to need five fancy cloaks and these stilts. Definitely 2 of these stilts.
At least 3 pairs. Of these
3.
Also, if you happen to have any of those leashes that like keep small children tethered to their adults, I'm gonna
preferably
need 2
ones
of
that look
those.
like monkey backpacks. That would be amazing.
It could look like a chrome cloak, but then
the tether. Well, about the shoes, that's definitely no go. You have to be at least a 6th level pathomancer in order to make them. And yes, those are like the masks. They are one of a kind of items. But thanks for asking.
Can we look at them?
Well, I mean, I have my old pair.
Be cool.
They've been around. They have some scars. I can go get them.
Yeah.
Also, since none of us have built-in immunity to sewers, do you have the means for keeping us immune from sewers?
Oh, well, I have a few potions that probably could give you a radius effect. It cleanses the air, that sort of thing, and it's an immunity to diseases and things like that. But yes, and even magical diseases. That's why we're pathomancers.
So let's say we get down into these sewers. We find out what is happening, but heaven forbid, we're like, hey, here's the info, but we can't make it back out to you. Do you have a way we could, what is the word? Is it scry? A way we could scry? Do you have like a patho finder that we could then connect with you with?
I'm not Findomancers. What do you think we are?
I'm gonna figure out a way to murder you long distance. So yeah, I will.
Yeah, I do have a silence spell, but that's cloud of
a
silence.
simple set of
Muat.
Well, surely in town we might be able to find a simple set of sending stones.
Oh, perhaps. Well, yeah, we
Hey,
don't really...
listen, if they don't want to provide us with the materials that we need, then they can just miss out on the information that they would have gotten had we survived.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what we'll do. We do have a reward out for finding information about our good doctors. Now, clearly, you have their masks. That does mean something. The Pathomancer wouldn't just give up his mask for no reason. So clearly there's some reason that you have them. That is some sufficient answer and some sufficient information, and we can reward you for that now. There is, of course, a reward for finding them and bringing them back home. And we can, of course, give you a reward, and any other information that you find, we will, of course, reward. So perhaps we can make a deal where we will give you a reward for this information, their masks, and all of the information you've given us thus far has been fantastic, and leaps ahead of what we have. So, what do you say? And he kind of makes eyes at Dr. Stevens, and Dr. Stevens looks at him, and he's like, and he's like, let's see what we have in the petty cash. And he goes over to a little coffer and pops it open. And there's a couple of bags of coins inside this little coffer. He says, I believe this is 800 gold pieces.
I gently reach down and like close Pip's mouth.
Have I killed him?
I the same thing.
I didn't mean to kill him. That was terrible.
Let me confer with my compatriots.
Very well.
No, wait, is the 800 coins, is that just a reward for the information we're providing? Or
Yes.
So what would be the reward if we actually went down and say found or rescued any or provided proof of demise of any of
if you
the
bring back
doctors?
their bodies, let's just put it this way: if you bring them back, hopefully alive, slightly more valuable alive. If you bring them back dead, well, at least we have the confirmation. It's at least 1,000 gold per person.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, you know, I will say the last time we did that, Ayala, didn't we get at least 1,500?
I mean,
Well,
it's
that's
not just
1,000
the
if-
recovery of the bodies. It's also
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
that's
information
just the
that
body.
we know you're going to get from the bodies when you study them.
Oh, yes, of
Because
course.
I have an idea of how this works now, so...
It's true. Well, definitely a lot more. If you can bring them back alive, then of course we'll give you a lot.
That seems super vague, but that's cool.
That's an interestingly imprecise number for gentlemen of intellect.
It's a good time to be generous and help your friends out. Always be generous with us.
So
Nice.
here's a question. What can you tell us about the last known location of these Pathomancers? Where did they go in? And anything else that you can tell us?
We have a cave that we discovered, and it led through some sewers, and then it led into the buried buildings that are underneath the lava, the old lava. And we were exploring that, and
Oh, that sounds like somebody not telling us something.
we just don't have any more information. I mean, we recovered some wonderful items, and then, and then people stopped coming back.
All right. Well, it sounds like we need to maybe collect some provisions and supplies and maybe prepare to make a journey. What do you all think?
Sewer.
Sounds like a fantastic field research mission.
Sounds smelly and gross.
That would be quite a relief if I knew that there was a good party of adventurers out on this job, because we have left our messages up on the walls of the taverns, and no one has even gotten back with us, even a little.
I haven't seen any. Oh, you know what? I bet it's those jerk new cuttlefish that are taking down those messages. That seems exactly like the kind of thing they would do. They are such big jerks.
They would
That
just
is
tear
true.
down our notes, tear down our
totally.
messages.
Yep, totally.
They're
They
very
would do.
petty that way, you know? Just
Yeah.
That seems extremely petty.
Yeah, right?
Did you try Craig's scroll?
We even tried Craig Scroll.
I'll allow it because that one's funny.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
That
Craig
one.
Scroll hasn't been nearly as useful ever since those new laws were.
Oh, of course.
Truth. He speaks
Yeah.
the truth. Now
Well, my
our-
friends, I would be honored. You know what? I did not catch all of your names. I know you were Kazoo, and by the way, a lovely song. By the way, I loved it.
Yeah.
You did, Kazoo. You did actually catch them dancing a little bit, and they were like
I wasn't even doing lit harmony. I mean, they were singing harmonies, but they weren't.
they
They
were digging the cuttlefish song, and they were just like,
Why do they even try?
I bet they eat boogers.
It doesn't sound sanitary.
Did you know that actually boogers actually have the beneficial effects? Yeah.
Oh, really? What's the nutritional value of boogers?
Well, it actually helps
pathologists
your
would
immune
study
system.
boogers. Yeah.
Magically. Not only are they magically delicious, but they do magically help your immune system. It's not-
the more you know.
That's right. Hey, that is why we're an academy. We are here to teach. Well,
Nutritional value of boogers.
But I mean, they steal burgers. That's bad, right? You can't steal people's burgers. That's just terrible.
Well, it sounds like they need them for
Nutritional value.
I don't think they need other people's burgers.
No,
Yeah,
no, the
that-
people,
You get to eat your own
that
burgers.
originally had them. You know, like we already knew that booger stealing was bad, but like with the new information you've provided, it sounds like it's way more nefarious than we ever realized. Truly.
Possibly. I love once again that we've actually gained viewers while we're talking about boogers.
Clearly, give the people what they want.
Boogers.
Anybody walking in on this conversation, like, okay, there's a mission to stop the booger thieves. I have not seen that one in D&D yet. That's a good one.
Well, regardless, I think we can agree upon that reward and go. We'll see what information we can find.
Right. Oh, so Kazoo, and you are
Archimedes Fogg at your service. Artificer, journeyman.
an artificer. I could tell by all of your
What these old things? Yes.
all your artify. Is that
you should see what else I've got under my magic cloak of science.
Oh.
What did I say?
Was that because I have cloaks too that we we just okay.
It's one of those parties. I'm all in it.
Hey kid, want to buy a gadget?
You're terrible. And
it's like their stilts. It gets bigger and smaller.
And you, Dragonborn, what was your name for science?
For science. Well, if it's for science, then I am Ayala, the druid from Dragon Isle.
Ah, very well. And Dr. Stevens is like writing all of this in notes. And you there, young person.
You were gonna say short person, weren't you? You were gonna say short person. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm so happy to give you my name, but we gotta see these stilts. So show us. You show us, so we give you the name.
Very well, and then you'll go in search, and we will let you know where this place is. We have a little bit of a map we can show you, and yes, and you'll head right away. You'll get some provisions, and attempt to find our poor Pathomancers who are probably lost in a cave somewhere, being eaten by something.
While we chat away. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. So he runs over, gets his little, and they look like clogs. And they kind of strap on to the outside of your foot, outside of your shoe, and then they have like a wooden piece on the bottom, and then he puts them on, and he goes, "All right, the best part is when you take a big step, it telescopes out, and the bottom of the thing like, and then he like puts it down, and then like it like bends and like pole vaults his foot up, and he's like whoop, and then the other one, as he's going up, the other one telescopes out to match, and then boop. So he's like 6 feet off the ground, and then he'd like whoop whoop whoop, and then he's like, but if you take a really big step, and it like gets even bigger, and like whoop, and then like pole vaults up even higher, and now the ceiling is about 20 feet high, so he's kind of walking around up at the top of the height of the ceiling. And then he's like, and then, and he drops back down.
Nice.
Incredible. How do you?
I need to go to the confessional.
Oh, I think it's time for the confessional.
Oh no.
So, watching this and watching Kazoo and Pip be really excited, I've never had to wonder what would happen if I were the smallest. And so much of my dynamic with Kazoo is how tiny she is. I can put her on my shoulder. When we go into danger, she's right there. And like, she thinks that it's like everybody thinks it's so that I can protect her. But really, I don't do very well in the dark. So if she gets tall all of a sudden and she doesn't have to ride on my shoulder anymore, then what's going to happen to our relationship? Concern.
Just think, Kazoo, if we got these stilts, we wouldn't have to ride on other people's shoulders and help them when it's dark.
Too tall. And like, what's the point of being up that high if you don't have the warm body underneath you? I mean, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Well, this is a fine group of fellows to travel with. I think it'll be a rousing experience for me. At all, I do worry that I have somehow offended the Dragonborn by stating that botany was somehow a lesser science. I mean, it's not artificing, it's not the science of magic, but again, sadly, unfortunately, I'm not the most politic when speaking of the sciences. So I do hope she didn't take it too poorly. I would certainly hate to offend any of them. They all seem like jolly good people. Oh, that reminds me.
Jolly good.
Why did that young lad lick my building? I'm really concerned. Maybe there's some sort of new thing going around with the kids. Like they're like, oh, it's like lick a window challenge or something. I'm really concerned. There'll be masses of them coming around and licking my window. I just don't know what to do. I don't think I have a squeegee big enough. I'll have to look it up. Squeegees. So, all right. Well, there we are. And right. So we have Dr. Gorgano, Dr. Stevens. They're like, well, what do you think of these shoes? Huh? What do you think? Gets around the sewers.
Honest opinion, one of the coolest things I have ever seen. So impressed. How do you make them do their thing? Do you think it? Do you crunch your toes? What is the mechanism?
It's the angle of the foot. It's you got to just train with them for a little while. It's like those little bouncy stilt things, You just
Archimedes, take notes.
You gotta
Yeah.
Flick your toe and then suddenly it's like when you're fishing or something. It's like but the opposite.
These are so great. It's so unfortunate that only a 6th level Pathomancer can have access to these.
I mean,
do they come with like a warm body that you could like sit on?
What?
I mean, sure, they're pretty nice for for what non-artificers could do. I see what you've done there. It's quite lovely.
Oh, I believe that artificers were instrumental in their original design.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We couldn't have done it without those original ones. I mean, we've had the formula for hundreds of years, probably, but but yes. Well, my friends, I hope that we have given you enough to allow you to start your adventure and perhaps provision yourselves adequately to find our good gentles.
Right. 500 gold per person.
I believe I gave
I thought it was 800.
Wait. No. We're getting 800 right now total, but then it was 1,000 per person, if I remember.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
1,500 per
That's
person.
not how negotiating works.
Supposed to go the other direction, but Dr. Stevens, like, I wrote this all down. I did write it all down. I believe it was 800 now. If you return their bodies, each one's 1,000. And then if you return them with their bodies and their souls intact together, that's 2,000 each.
Whoa. Why are we concerned about their souls?
Because they'd be alive.
Oh, I see. I thought there
And
was
not
some kind of thing
undead.
about this thing under the ground potentially taking souls. I got very concerned for a moment, and I was
I
about
mean,
to
there
up
are
our
things that
price.
split
so,
their souls from their bodies. That's the thing. So yes,
They're called murder weapons.
yeah, yes. Yeah, we heard rumors about like some sort of new weapon out there. It's like whirling blades and I've heard terrible things. Terrible things. I hope that didn't come from the sewers. Yeah. Well, yes, and any further information, of course, we will reward you adequately. We hope.
All right. I'm game. Let's do this. I'm jazzed. Just jazzed
Great.
to be on the show, man.
Just as we go.
I believe we should probably seal the deal then.
Oh, are we making out?
Pinky promises?
The doctors look at each other and they go, and Dr. Stevens actually looks at Gorgano and says, I've heard of this. And he's like, ooh, get your pinky promise? Everybody pinky promise? Everybody at home, pinky promise. Pinky promises. Put your pinky on the screen.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Very well. Well, if we don't hear back from you within 3 days, we'll assume that you've all been killed horribly, and we'll send another team in after you.
That seems fair.
Fantastic. Very well. Sounds good to me. My friend, don't waste any time here. If you would like, we will also give you a few potions of our own on your way out here. And he gives you 2 little vials that are filled with purple smoke. Like it actually swirls inside. You can shake it and be like, ooh. 2 vials.
We have to vape.
Yes. That's what all the kids doing. Licking windows and vaping.
Look, you lick what? Okay, 2 windows.
All right. So he gives you.
But do they call me Angus the window licker? No.
2 blues, 2 purples, 2 red ones. He says the red ones, you want to throw them at other things. The blues and the blues and the purple ones. Those are the blue is anti-magic. I'm sorry, the purple is anti-magic. The blue one is anti-disease. So
Question.
Yes.
Didn't one of those honkin' mask dudes throw down a purple potion thing?
Well, yes, he did.
So did you send the people down into the sewers with the purple potion?
Oh, yes, they were heavily armed for adventure.
So one of those new cuttlefish dudes had one of these purple potions.
Ah,
And what did the purple do?
Dispelled my hold person.
Dispel magic.
yes.
Ah.
Do you have anything that is just kind of a general like healing, make you feel good, like some pep in your step, some good tonic?
Well, yes, we do. We have actually 2 pink. He's like, I'll give you 2 pink ones. Yes. As in healing, or we do have a speed one.
Ooh.
The green. He kind of motions to someone else. Give me the green one, and they runs across the room, grabs a small green vial, and he says, "I suppose you should be adequately equipped," and gives you a green vial. Says, "This. Anyone in your small circle, if you smash it."
Again with the small. It's fine.
Yes. You breathe it in. That's how we work. You breathe it in. Anyone around you, 5-foot radius, will be sped up. So they're upping speed. What they're doing, yes, great. So yeah.
Ooh.
Doctor, I am very impressed by your work. I have to say, this has been amazing.
So just to verify, that's 2 vials of purple, which dispel magic, 2 vials of blue, which are anti-disease, 2 vials of red, which we should use against others.
Yes.
2 pink ones, which are probably healing, and 1 green one of haste.
Yes.
All right, then.
It's nice to have someone in the group that takes such diligent notes.
Seriously.
We're never going to forget anything ever again. This is wonderful.
I mean, if I can't make it into a rhyming song, then I will not remember.
That's what I do. I think and I write things.
Yes.
You're all right, Archimedes. You're all right.
All right.
I agree. Here's your vomit cup.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just put it without even thinking about it. I just take it, collapse it, put it in then you barely needed to use it.
This group seems really ready to pay for things. So, like, Pip, if we want to just start, like, bottling up your disgust, you know, they could study that. I'm sure it'll work out for us.
Milk them for all the potions you can. All right. Well, at this point, Dr. Stevens is like trying to kind of get you
out
like
the door.
Go forth, adventure.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right.
Let's go adventure. We're gonna kick some butt and find what's under the ground. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm just working on it.
All right, my friends. Well, they did give you a map to their excavation, and it is on the far side of the city. Let me see if the map has any. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's kind of nearby. On the far side, north of the red area, it goes downhill into the northern port. It's called Low Port, and really it's short for Shallow Port, because it is where all the fishermen usually go in with their little fishing boats. And right on that side of the mountain, this did used to be a volcano. And right a little bit above water level, there is a cave that is hidden away and that they have found. So there's a map that leads, like, here's a little goat trail through the vineyard, through the lemon grove, and under these rocks. And follow this trail. And the map has a nice little like this was a lava flow. Who knows how long ago? And then you go into the lava flow, and there's a cave that is carved from that lava flow. You know, so there's a very large, you know, it opens up to a cavern, and then there's off to the side of that lava flow a small cave, clearly hacked out of this rock. And it goes a little bit farther down, probably a good 100 or so feet. Can't really tell. It seems to be, it's not entirely level. And you get to a part where it's a hole straight down. And there are beams, wooden beams wedged into the sides of the walls. And there are ropes that go down. And the ropes look fairly new. The beams look fairly new, as if many people have gone down here in the very short time. But you do notice that on the ropes and on some of the wood, there is blood, dried blood, and not much else around. Dun,
Is it possible?
Dun.
Is it possible to determine what kind of blood?
Red?
As he says this, I begin cleaning it.
No, don't.
It is dried and it's been there for, it's been there for long enough that it is completely dried into the ropes and into the wood. Mm-hmm. You do see a handprint, seems to be human, covered in blood, just a bloody handprint on the side of a piece of wood. Everybody just give me an investigation check if you're looking around for other clues.
Sure.
Yes. Yes.
What'd you get?
7.
All right. A 19.
So that brings it to 26 for my investigation.
What? Have you rolled anything below a 20? You are the man.
Well, no. So far, the only checks that we've made have been the few things that Archimedes is actually good at.
Right.
So glad you're here.
Well,
I am
Pip
way too caught up in this.
gets a critical success.
Oh,
yes.
Crit for Pip. Oh, all
Crit
right.
for Pip.
Oh,
So throwing down some crits. All right.
you know, that means we making this money, y'all. We're going to the sewers. We're going to get some gross earnings.
I see what you did there.
Is it too late to withdraw the crit for Pip?
Put that back in the crit bank. All right. So, Pip, you find a necklace made of bones, and it is carved. It has shark symbols on it.
Ooh.
Yes, but they're broken. Some of them are broken as if they've been and they're shark symbols. So it's the pointy thing. You're like, you'd have to work really hard to break them. So Pip, with your crit,
So a cleric of Jawsus, maybe? Somebody related to Jawsus?
You, with that crit, I wasn't going to give you any of this information, but since you critted.
Thank you. I rolled very well.
Yes. It is not Jawsus. It is some other shark religion. And what's that?
No, wait, never mind. One there. One man.
And yeah. And it is not, but you're like, it's not another shark religion, right? And these have been purposely broken. So you're like,
On purpose?
On purpose.
Oh my gosh.
You're killing me. All right. So,
Cameron, you're gonna get a bracelet in the mail. You should just wear it all the time. Don't worry about the wires.
Right. Yes, and Archimedes, you do discover a shredded glove that does appear to match the same kind of leather that the Pathomancers wear. Dun dun dun. And while we mull that over, that is where we're going to leave it tonight.
Okay.
For our adventure, right at the tip of the pit that goes straight down
the mine.
No, we want to play more.
And we will next week. But my friends, thanks so much for coming. What we're gonna do, we're gonna freeze right here, right at the top of this tunnel, perhaps, with ropes dangling down into the darkness for some unknown reason.
Bloody mess.
That's right.
Oh,
Tomorrow, my friends, we have Painting with Paulo at 12:30. We've got some of our players are going to stop by, and I have on good word that Mayhemmer, our new player, is going to be stopping by for Painting with Paulo. So if you'd like to meet her, you can. And she's going to be there to talk about things she's working on, usually costuming, but she does a bunch of other things too. So we have a bunch of people stopping by for Painting with Paulo tomorrow at 12:30. And I want to remind you, if you are interested in all sorts of things Dungeons and Dragons related, I am doing a talk with Jay Kennedy, who is a professional dungeon master, and also Melissa Baker, who is from Chase Treasure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who runs games as well. And we're going to have a little Dungeon Master roundtable. It's 10 a.m. It is so you don't have to watch it live, but if you do, you can bring your questions and ask us what's happening. The link to that, because link to my YouTube channel and to Twitch, it will be on Twitch live at 10 a.m. in the morning on Thursday. So come on by and talk. This conversation is talking about NPCs, how to make really cool ones, and how to fill up your world with the interesting NPCs that your party can usually end up adopting. Or it's like, if you don't have NPCs that your players always adopt, well, then you're doing it wrong. So learn how to make really cool NPCs, and we'll be there talking about that all night. So, hi Shakespeare.
Hello.
Do you have
That was a really interesting final encounter there with some interesting confessionals. I gotta say,
right? That was fun.
I
I had a
know.
great time.
I know. So did I.
I love you so much.
You shouldn't be saying that when I'm in the room. It's so weird. All right, but I think it's just about time to wrap up, and I'd like to remind everyone that after this little bit of a wrap up, Romulus from season 2 is going to be here with his wrap up haikus.
I love that guy. He's
As a
so
matter of fact, we have a new Romulus haiku intro to do, which by the way is in haiku.
Oh my God.
friends, we're gonna sign off, but stay right where you are for the Romulus haiku wrap up.
Let me do the thing. Let me do the thing.
Do the thing.
Don't forget
right.
to come see us all at
Saturday.
the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair.
Yes,
Right.
go see them all Saturday at the PA Run Fair. But I got to actually do the thing. I'm getting paid to do a thing. I think I'm getting paid anyway.
Yeah.
So hold on. So here we go. All right. So, dear friends, this was another exciting episode of Nat21 Adventures. Tune in next time. What will the unnamed party do next? Will Archimedes do more Pathomancy for science? Will Pip fill up the bag of holding vomit? Or will he even have a good joke? Will Kazoo find the perfect warm body? Will she embrace the dark side as Dark Kazoo? Will Ayala drink more scotch with her pinky out of a fancy AF glass? Will she let Kazoo know her true feelings? Will all of our adventurers have fancy new cloaks from Lando Capes? And if they do, will they use our special code LOWBOT to get 10% off? You can use it too. Go to landocapes.org.uk.co.com right now. Will Palo find that the odds are forever in his favor?
Wait, I'm the guy with the crazy hair and the guy with that weird ass.
Yes.
At the same
At
time.
the same time.
Will Shakespeare be invited to join the Fancy Cape Club? All of this and more next time on Nat21 Adventures. Same Nat time, same Nat channel. Remember, a Nat21 when a natural 20 just won't do.
All right.